I need a good low impact workout. So that's what this is. So getting into this workout, we have just about 5 moves. I'm going to be working for about 12 to 20 reps at a time. The goal today is 1 set at least, and I'm not going to work more than 3 sets. I'm going to try to find a challenging workout between 1 and 3 sets. I'm going to move on the slower side with all these because this is going to be like that low impact, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of strength, a little bit of mobility type of workout for me. And I really just want to enjoy this and take my time. So thank you so much for being here, and if you're following along, let's get right into it. So we're starting with a kneeling press in this workout. So in my warm-up, before I get into this main routine, I'm just going to do some modified versions of the movements I'm going to get in the main routine. So right now I really just want to get my shoulder good and ready for that kneeling press. When I use the dumbbells, by the way, I'm using Power Block adjustable dumbbells for my equipment today. You're going to see that in a moment. My favorite set of weights to use are those Power Blocks. So we're going to use adjustable dumbbells. If you're following along, this can be done with really any pieces of equipment. It doesn't need to be adjustable dumbbells. We can use kettlebells, we can use a variety of dumbbells, or any type of weight similar to that you have at home. All right, I'm just going to open up that other shoulder, take my time, and that feels really good already. My whole upper back and my shoulders and my whole upper body really just needed a good waking up today, and that's what I'm doing. All that sitting really made me feel like I needed a nice low impact mobility style workout today, and I'm good there. Still warming up here. I'm going to practice this crossover deadlift, a modified version of it. No weights yet. I will use weights pretty soon, but again, I'm just doing modified versions of these moves so far. So what I'm doing is basically taking my hand and reaching towards that contralateral foot on the other side of the body, just to touch down and work on my balance and work on stabilizing with that opposite leg, just so I can get a little bit of heart rate up, keep things smooth, keep things slow, and just really enjoy this movement for now. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of intensity here since I'm feeling good. And I'll switch sides on the other leg, balancing on one foot. I'm reaching over to that opposite foot. Now, when I do have weights pretty soon, I'm going to make a point of really keeping my chest proud, my head in a neutral position, back nice and flat, because I'm going to be holding weight in this hand and putting some load on the leg. So it's going to be important that I keep my posture when I go and do that main routine. And I'm going to do one more on this side. All right. So on the reverse fly, I'm going to be using some weight for now. I'm just going to use my body to get posture up against my leg here, and this is going to be the movement with the weight pretty soon. But since I'm still in my warm-up, I'm going to move a little bit faster on this one. It doesn't have to be fast, but I want to use just enough control with momentum here to get my chest stretched out as I work my rear delts and my upper back. And this is just enough speed for me for now, not going too much, just to get my heart rate up a little bit and get my back ready for this fly with the weight pretty soon. And I'm going to do one more on this side. All right, to the other side. I have support on that leg and just enough control here with momentum to get a nice stretch and get my upper back activated. I'm not really counting the reps so far. Right now I'm just going with what feels good for me, I like to go between low and medium effort in my warm-up to get a nice balance of preparing my body for the main routine, getting my heart rate up. I'm gonna go for about 2 more on this side. That's 1 and 2. All right, starting to feel a little bit. So I'm gonna keep moving here. Oh, I really need this today. So hip openers. I'm gonna try to balance on one foot, rotate out, and I'm gonna alternate on this one. And again, I'm just going low to medium effort, still in this warm up, practicing the move. Now, when I do go to the main routine here, it's gonna be the same. There's no weights for this exercise, so I'm just gonna be doing exactly this, but probably with a little more effort since I am still warming up. And I'm gonna do about 2 more on each side. That's 1, and that's 2. Okay, and for getting ready for the last one in the circuit, I'm gonna go to the floor and just practice the movement for that seated crunch fly. Now, I don't have a lot of space to my side here, so I'm not gonna move all the way, but I am pretending that I have weights in my hands to drop to one side, and I'll move a little bit just so I can have freedom to move here. But right now, I'm just getting a good lean back so my abs are engaged and practicing that movement I'm gonna do with the weights pretty soon. And I'm gonna do just a few more in this warm up. And I'll do 1 more on each side and good to go. Okay. That is my warm up. I feel like pretty good to go. I am gonna still kind of keep things slow and with some lower weights as I get into this workout, so I can gradually transition into some harder effort as I really get into it. So let's go for round 1. We have a kneeling press. I'm gonna grab a lightweight for this one with my adjustable dumbbells here. So I'm just finding a place on the floor. Now I do have a little pad on my knee, so I'm not putting too much pressure on my knee on the floor here. Just enough to give me a stable base. So we're already into it. Already into this kneeling press. I'm going 1 at a time. Of course, we can do this with 2 weights if we really wanted to, but I'm just taking my time, keeping it on the lower effort side for now. I'm gonna do about 6 or 7 on that side, and I'm gonna add 6 or 7 on this side. So that should bring me about between 12 to 20 reps, as you can see on the whiteboard there. The goal is 12 to 20 reps for every move here. I'm gonna do about 2 more from here. That's 1 and 2. Okay, so far so good. Moving on to the crossover deadlift. I'm gonna be using that weight to bring that to my opposite foot, squatting on that one leg, basically a squat. It is a deadlift because I am hinging forward on this one, but same concept. So I'm gonna take my other hand out of the way and just keep it on my hip. Proud chest as I hinge forward. I stick my hips back, keep my back nice and flat. And I'm just going as far down as I feel like I have control. Now, if you feel wobbly doing this, don't worry, I feel wobbly too. It's taken a lot of practice to feel balanced with any real weight in my hand and do this. So if you feel your ankle muscles really activating on this one, that's what it's all about. We are getting some stability, we're getting some mobility, and of course, we're getting strength out of this workout. And I'm gonna do 1 more on this side, and right to the other. So I'm gonna switch hands. Again, I'm just working with 1 weight, so if you really want to, you can do versions of all these exercises with 2 weights at a time, no problem. But right now I'm just working with one. And taking my time, because this is feeling really good. This is what I needed today. I had to catch my balance there for a moment. I'm going to keep working. Now, if I lose my balance, find my base, find my balance, come right back. I'm going to go for about 2 more on this side. One more time. All right. That feels excellent. That's our crossover deadlift. And we're going into the reverse fly. So as I practiced in the warm-up with my hand, now I have the weight. Same idea. I find my base, I feel sturdy, and I'm ready to fly this out to my side. Now, I want to keep this on the easier side a little bit. I'm not going too hard right now, so I'm going to add a bit of a bend in my elbow. I'm going to try for at least 6 on this side, so I can get that 12 to 20 reps total between both sides. And I'm going to go, I did a little bit more there. I'm going to do one more. Again, whenever I'm going for a goal with the reps, let's say my goal is 12 to 20 reps, it's just a framework. If I feel like I can push it a little bit more and get a few more in there, absolutely, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do what I can handle. We can always manipulate our framework, our training variables, however we want to push ourselves, because I am trying to push myself, especially as I get at least 1 round here, and I'm going to go harder as I go. All right, that's my reverse fly. This is, again, just more of a stretch than anything. This hip opener really gives my hands a break from the weights, lets the other muscles relax, while I can get a nice stretch in my hips here. I really like this one. And sometimes I'm just going to go through these. I'm not even going to count, because I want to enjoy them. I want to feel them out. And I have a pretty good understanding of how many I do in general, but I'm just going to come close to our training variables, those 12 to 20 reps, somewhere in there. And just enjoy the workout. All right, one more time on the other side. That's our hip opener. Okay. Crunch fly. Seated crunch fly. So, I do want to keep this light because these are smaller muscle groups working. I have my shoulders working. This isn't like the weight I would use on a bench press or a row or anything like that. I'm working with much more smaller muscles on this, trying to keep these up with my shoulders. Now, if I was on my back and I'm doing regular flies, that might be another story. I feel like I have a lot more leverage there, but I'm pretty much just leaning back here. I'm almost sitting upright, not quite, but I am leaning back so I can get my abs going, and that's plenty for what I'm doing here. This is a challenge with these smaller weights, so if you're following along, do what you can or do something completely different, whatever feels good for you. Okay, really like those two, and that's my round. That's my round 1, so I'm going to take a little bit of rest in between rounds. By the way, in this workout, I'm doing them in order. Minimal rest between each exercise, and then when I'm done at the end of the round, I'm going to rest for about a minute or so in between. Catch my breath and get some water. Okay. All right, so far so good. That's round 1. I feel like I can push myself a little bit more in round 2. So I'm gonna see if I can do a few more reps. Maybe I'll increase the weight as I go. Let's see what we can do. So back to our kneeling press. I'm gonna go for a little bit heavier this time. I come down. I'm gonna start on the side I ended with before, and I'm rotating as I press away. So this is very similar to an Arnold press, meaning we have palms in right here, and then as I come up all the way, my palm is facing away now. Hopefully that shows on camera, but if not, when I'm at my top here, my palm is facing away this way. So down here, palms in, palms out of the top, and I'm gonna keep going. Taking my time. I really like the way this feels. So I'm gonna push it, get a bit of burn in that shoulder, and I'll do one more on this side. Whew. Yes, that's what I needed today. All right, other side. Back to my kneeling position, palms in, I rotate, palms out at the top. That's my minimum there. On this side, I'm gonna try for a few more. I'll try for 2 more on this side. All right, letting it rest. And I'm going very casual on the counting. I'm not being strict with my reps. So if I don't do exactly the same on each side, that is what's happening. All right, we're going to crossover deadlifts again. My legs feel good and ready for some real load here. So I'm gonna go a little bit heavier now. Hands on hip, and I'm reaching for that opposite toe or opposite foot. I pop right up, posture up between each one. We don't wanna be here, and as we get tired, hanging out here, especially if the foot's on the floor. That doesn't feel good for me. So anytime I'm ready to come up, if I'm not ready here, if I need my balance, I'm gonna wait. Keep my posture here, wait till I get my balance and come up. And if I can't do that, I'm gonna leave the weight right on the floor and practice the movement till I feel like I got my balance and I'm ready for some weight. I feel good, so I'm gonna keep going with this weight. And getting a little heavier on this one definitely brings the cardio up for me. Whenever I work legs, I always feel that cardio going too. I really like that about working legs. And I'll do one more on this side. So I'll probably get close to 20 total with this one, since I did a few on that side. All right, let's see if I can get the other side here. So I'll aim for more or less about the same amount on the other side. I think I did about 10, so I'll aim for that on this side. 3, 4, 5, and I'll do 5 more. 6, 7, 8. I'm going for 2 more. 9, one more time, and 10. All right, weights down. Now that was harder than the first set on that crossover deadlift, so minimal rest. I'm just resting long enough until I feel like I can do the next one in good form with the reps that we have designated. So I know I need to catch my breath to do this with some weight for at least 12 reps. So that's what I'm doing now. Again, it's up to us how long we rest in this style of workout, which is what I really like, because we can make it real easy, or we can make it real tough, put almost no rest in between exercises and really crank up the cardio. Sometimes that's a lot of fun. Okay, let's get to that reverse fly. I'm still a little bit out of breath, but I think I can do it. So I'm gonna try for at least 6 on each side. And I am still keeping a very slight bend in my elbow, but I am extending my arm almost completely straight now because I know that's gonna make this weight a little bit harder, a little bit heavier for me. Even though I didn't increase the weight, I'm just changing that leverage. And it is harder. I'll try for, let's see if I can do about 3 more on this side. Come close to 10 here. 2, one more time. All right, so I'm gonna do about 10 on the other side. Lots of space between my 2 feet. So I really need to bring that foot very far back for me to comfortably get support on this leg. So I really need a lot of space here. We don't want to be here bending over, especially without full support, because then we're all hunched over. I want that full support of my legs. So I'm bringing that foot very far back. And we're going right into it. That's 2, and I'll go for around 10 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going for 2 more. 9 and 10. All right. So far, so good. That was our reverse fly. Oh, and my favorite of the day. Back to the hip opener. I gotta be honest, I was looking forward to this one the most today. Just to get that flexibility in. It's kind of like a dynamic stretch, you know, we're moving through this stretch, not really holding it. But if you're out of breath and you're still recovering from the last thing you did, it still feels like a workout, and it does. And I'm gonna do 1 more each side. Now relax. Okay. So far so good. And to end the circuit again, back to my seated crunch fly. So I'm gonna take two weights again. Back to the floor. I take a seat. There we go. You can see me there. All right, so I do want to get my abs nice and engaged on this one. So I am leaning back. I'm not fully upright here. I'm gonna take a nice lean, and that's gonna make it harder for everything for me to let these drop. Turn to the side a little bit so you can see me. And again, I'm not going all the way. I would love to go all the way down, or at least, you know, not all the way down, but around to where my shoulder is on each side, but just because the space, so I'm not moving my hands all the way. But do what you can if you're following along. And just holding here, even if I wasn't moving my hands and getting my shoulders, a little bit of my chest, I would feel this in my core too, because I do. I'm definitely feeling this in my core right now. And I'm gonna do 1 more on each side. That's 1 and 1. All right. All right. That set feels pretty good. So that's round 2. We have 2 of 3 rounds so far. And I'm gonna take about a minute rest now that the round is over. Skinny Legend says, this looks hard. It is, definitely. Especially the last one. I've been out of breath since the crossover deadlift. Whew. All right, I'm running out of water. I need to get water soon. Okay. Catch my breath a little bit longer here. So we have 2 rounds down of our circuit of our 5 moves. We did about 12 to 20 reps total between each side, because a lot of these moves are one side of the body at a time. So combined, that's 12 to 20 reps, more or less. 2 sets down. We can say sets or rounds on this workout because we're doing them in order as you see. So I've got 2 down. I think I feel ready for a 3rd one. So let's go for it. Let's go for 3 rounds, 3 sets. So back to the top one more time. We're going for that kneeling press again. Find my way to the floor. Again, I do have just like a t-shirt rolled up on the floor to make it cushiony for my knee. Not everybody likes being down there. I'm okay with it today since I got some cushioning. So do what you can. If you want to skip it all together, you can always do a similar press. Skinny Legend says, what's your weight here? My weight right now, this is 20 pounds in this hand. That's 4, 5. If I really want to push it, I may go to 30s, but I got higher reps today. So this is just gonna be plenty for me today. 7, 8, let's see if I can do at least 10 on this side. 9, and 10, okay. Switching sides. Yeah, we got some people doing some 15s with this. Absolutely, you know, shoulders, it's not a big muscle. 15s, is plenty for most people, it's plenty for me. Especially if we got a lot of reps like today. This is challenging enough. And if you have 2, whew, that's double the fun, right? 15s would be plenty of work for 2 weights. Whew. I think that's around 8. I'm gonna do 2 more on this side. That's 9. And 10. I just had to remind myself right there not to hold my breath. We always gotta remind ourselves about breathing always. All right, so kneeling press down. We got 3 of those. We're going for our crossover deadlift. I feel good and ready for some heavier weight now that I've done a few rounds. So I'm gonna push myself on this one. You know what? I'm gonna push myself even harder. Let's go for, I'm gonna do a 50 pound for me. That's what I feel I can handle today. Let's see if I can do it. So I posture up, 1 foot off the floor, and I'm aiming, woo, for that opposite foot. That's heavy already. The bigger challenge for me is not gonna be so much the strength part of this, but the balance. It is hard to control a heavier weight while I'm on 1 foot, but I think I can do it. Let's see. And if I lose my balance, I'll just come right back. Okay, I think that's at least 6 on this side. So I'm gonna try for 4 more on this side. Oh, I'm feeling that already. That's 1, 2, 3, and I'll do 1 more. Woo. Oh, that was harder. That was harder. Okay, I think that was about 10 on that side. I'm gonna do both sides. That's why I'm taking a little bit of a breather, because whew, that was heavier and I want to be able to do the same amount on the other side. So I'm catching my breath first. Whew. Yes, definitely feel that. All right, so did 10 on that side. Let's see if I can do 10 on the other. Find my balance first. I hinge and I cross over. Woo. All right, let's try. That's 2. 3. It's getting heavy already. 4. 5. 6. Had to catch my balance there. 7. 8. I'm gonna go for 2 more on this side. Whew. 9, 1 more time. Oh boy. 10. Okay, that was a challenge. Taking away that one leg, putting all the effort on one, that's hard. That's like people who do single leg squats. If we ever see people doing like pistol squats all the way to the floor, that is some real strength there, some real flexibility too. It really reminds me of that one. Okay, caught my breath a little bit, so reverse fly, set 3. Now I'm gonna keep this on the lighter side. This is plenty for me today. but I'm gonna see if I can go for a few more reps. So let's start on this side now. Let's start on this side. So I find my support, just a very slight bend in my elbow. And if I really want to make this hard without making it heavier, without increasing the weight, I can take my time coming back down. And same thing, if I want to take my time coming up, woo, that makes it much harder. But I'm just gonna go at a casual pace today. That's around 5, 4 or 5 or so. And I'll do around 10. I'll do 3 more. 2 and 3. So not always when we go faster, that doesn't mean harder. Sometimes harder is slower. That's why tempo is so important. In general, we're not really focused on tempo today. We're going at casual pace. Really, that just means whatever pace you feel like today. That's what I'm doing. That's 5. But if we put in tempo, if we work slow pace, medium pace, or at a fast, explosive pace, anyone who's done that knows how much that can change the entire workout. And I'm gonna do 2 more for good luck on this side. That's 1. Woo. 2. All right. Reverse flies are down. Where are we at here? 2 left. Oh, my favorite of the day. One more time on the hip opener. I don't need a lot of these. I feel pretty limber and stretched out, but I'll get a few of these. For me, it's a great time to let my hands relax and catch my breath a little bit from the weight training, because I know I have 1 more after this. Okay, I'm gonna go 1 more on each side for the hip opener. And I am ready for the final move. We have our seated crunch fly. Again, I'm going for lighter weights. I'm gonna challenge my core by getting a nice lean back. All right, once I'm ready, slight bend the elbow and I let them fall. I'm gonna try for as many reps as I can until I can't do any more in good form. That's 3, 4, see if I can get to 12 to 20 here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need a quick breath in the middle of this set because I was getting real hard, but I'm gonna go for 10 more. Here we go. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, getting hard, 17, 18, last 2, 19, and 20. Woo! Wow, that was getting tough at the end. Okay, I think we made it. Did we do it? Did we do the workout of the day? Skinny Legend said that is easily the hardest move. Nailed it, thank you. I think that's hard too. Yeah, I think between that seated crunch fly and the crossover deadlift, just because there was more weight on there, those were hard for sure. Okay, really, really good. I feel so much better. I really needed a good, nice functional workout, but I'm not done. I'm going to transition into my 5-minute cool down today. So feel free to follow along if you want to get a good stretch, or just do whatever you like. Watch and learn. But I'm going to go through a few stretches that I like to gradually bring my heart rate down and get my heart rate back to normal, get my body back to normal, so I can finish my workout. Okay, so right now I'm just kind of thinking, what muscles did I use today? Well, I used a bit of my shoulders for the kneeling press, and I'm just standing like this because it just kind of feels good on my hip to stretch. So you don't need to stand like this. We can do it like this too. But anyway, either way, I'm gonna stand like this. It feels good today. I'm gonna go for my shoulders and stretch my shoulders out today. And so sometimes if I don't have a very clear plan for the cool down or the stretch, I know I can always make it out of the workout. I can look at my workout and see, all right, what exercises did I do? What muscle groups did I work? That gives me some ideas on what I can stretch. We don't always have to stretch the same exact muscles we worked. Really depends on our goals and fitness level and how often we train and what type of flexibility training we do, all that. There's a lot of factors, but that's usually how I like to do it. But some days, I'll make a whole routine out of stretching, and regardless of what workout I did before, I can really get a good stretch. All right, so we worked legs in the deadlift. We worked a lot of parts on the legs in the deadlift, but what I felt like I worked a lot today was my quads. So I'm going to stretch my quads. I like to take my foot with the opposite hand and just pull nice and tight. Just so you can see me. I'm pulling nice and tight on this leg. If you want to see from back, just have a nice grip. Some people like to do this as well. Today, I like this. Ooh, catch my balance again here. And I'll let it relax. Pulling that leg up. Nice and tight. If you want to see it from the other way, I can use the other hand. Same idea. As long as I'm getting that nice stretch in the quadriceps here. Now, we did work the hamstrings a little bit in the crossover deadlift. So, and I need it anyway. I could use a good hamstring stretch. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to reach towards one side and slowly see how far I can comfortably get towards my foot. Some people are really good at this one or have really good flexibility and they can go way beyond. So that might not be a challenge enough for them, but me, this is challenging for me. So I'm going for it this way. And that's about 20 to 30 seconds there, so I'll sway over to the other side. Try to reach about the same distance here, challenge my flexibility. And I'm going to let myself come to the middle and take my time, standing nice and tall. Ooh, that feels good. All right, so we got the legs stretched out, reverse flies. So we did get that muscle here. I'm going to go for a different stretch for my shoulders, back of my shoulders. I'm going to do both sides actually. So I'll do behind first. And I'm just trying to clasp my hands together, keep them behind me, and just reach back. That feels really good. Just gonna hold it there for a few more. All right, and I'll go the other way too. So interlace my fingers. I'm gonna push out, push my hips back, and really reach far here. Again, I'm just trying to generally get the shoulder, upper back area with these stretches since I worked them in the reverse fly. Ooh, and this is pretty hard. This is hard just holding this. I feel like I'm doing another workout here. Just trying to keep my posture up. And that's good. I kind of like it. Ooh. Feels really good. Okay. Let's get, well, we did plenty of stretching with the hip in the hip opener, so I'm gonna let that one relax. I feel like I worked that flexibility wise good enough in the workout. And then we did the crunch fly, which is again chest. So I stretched the chest already. So I'm gonna stretch the core instead. what I can do is just kind of lean up against the surface, and we can do this at the floor too. And I'm just going to kind of let myself reach forward with my hips, just so I can feel a little bit of a stretch in my core. I'm not going to go too far that I'm kind of putting too much pressure on my back or my hips or anything like that. I'm going gentle here. I could go farther, but this is just enough for me to get a little stretch on my core. And you know, we can do this at the floor too. It's going to feel different there. This is fine for now for me. I'm going to gently come back. Okay, very nice work. If you joined me on this workout, great job. I like this one. What do you think? How do you feel? Good workout? I think so. We got most of the body. We got some upper, we got some lower, we got some core, we got some front side, we got some back side, and that's what I really needed today. So if you like this workout, glad you enjoyed it, and make sure give this video a like or a thumbs up. Subscribe. Lots of fun exercise workouts and stuff like that on this channel. So pleasure having you, and we will see you on the next one.